Today's video was brought to you by the Abbey Community School Society.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to your virtual art class. My name is Sarah, and I'm your instructor for this video series. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a really cool printing technique called block printing using just potatoes, and we'll use that to create our own tote bags. So without further ado, let's get started on the video. There are all kinds of ways that you can make a print, but today I'll be showing you a technique called block printing, where we'll be carving stamps and using them to print patterns using supplies from your own kitchen. Here are the supplies you'll need: a kitchen knife and a cutting board, a few potatoes. You only really need one for this project, but if you'd like to experiment with multiple ideas, you may want a couple. You'll need some acrylic paint. Today, I'm using black paint, but the color choice is completely up to you. You'll need somewhere to put your paint. I don't have a real palette, so I'm just using this lid from an old yogurt container. A paintbrush is recommended for this project, but it is not required. You'll also need some scrap paper or newspapers. Last but not least, you'll need a canvas tote bag. If you don't have a tote bag, but you'd still like to try this project, you can also print on paper, but I will be giving the instructions specific to using a tote bag. Now, I'll give you a second to pause this video and come back when you're ready to get started. Before we begin, it's important to note that the first step of this project requires the use of a kitchen knife, so adult supervision and/or assistance is recommended for children attempting this project. Step 1 is to carve our stamp. There are endless ideas for how to make potato stamps, but today I'm going to show you 4 of my favorites. The first one is very simple. All you need to do is cut your potato in half. This will create a circular design that's perfect for polka dots. Another super simple idea is to cut your circle in half again, creating a half circle shape. With this shape, you can create some really cool patterns. You can also choose to carve into the potatoes like this. Whatever you carve out of the potato will be white space on your tote bag, and whatever you leave on the potato will be part of your printed design. I just carved a few little lines to make this half circle look like an orange slice. Lastly, you can carve a shape that already exists by using a cookie cutter. All you have to do is press the cookie cutter into your potato and then slice off the remaining potato. When you take the cookie cutter off, you'll be left with a stamp in the same shape. Now that we have our stamps, let's get to printing. Start by squirting some paint out onto your palette. You can apply the paint to your stamp by using a paintbrush or by dipping the potato into the paint. Either way, try not to use too much. You want there to be only a thin layer where your design is, so try to get rid of any excess if you can. Before printing on the tote bag, I like to make sure that the ink won't bleed through to the other side, and I'm going to do this by stuffing some old newspapers inside the bag. Now you can press the potato down and make your first stamp. Continue this process until you're happy with the design. With stamps like the circle or this heart, you'll likely just be stamping them in random places across the bag, but you can also create repeating patterns like this one. To create this pattern, I'm using my half circle stamp and creating rows and columns where the ends of the shape meet up, and the rotation of the shape alternates back and forth. After the paint dries on your bag, you can either decorate the other side or leave it as is, and your bag will be complete. Here's how my designs turned out. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I can't wait to see all the amazing things you guys are going to create. As always, please let me know if you have any questions at all about this project. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!